Hi everyone, Mikey79 here and welcome to this new Magic Duels deck tech video. The first one since the expansion dropped, Eldritch Moon. And as you can see, we're going back to my good old zombies deck, which it wasn't that great before. Sometimes it got some wins, but yeah, it wasn't a top tier deck or anything. And maybe it still isn't, but it definitely got a lot better. As you can see at the stats, the speed, the strength, control, synergy, they all went up. So let's take a look at what I've brewed up with my zombies. Now, Eldritch Moon did provided a lot of new tools for the zombies, and I think they gotten a lot better. So let's check it out. Okay, so the first card, there's not much left by the way of my old deck, so that's why I'm doing another deck video of it. So we got the Cryptbreaker as our 1-drop. It's a zombie, of course, a 1/1, and we pay 2 mana, 1 black, and tap him to discard a card and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Then if we get 3 untapped zombies that we control when we tap them, we draw a card and we lose 1 life. Now, about the first ability, the discard a card is pretty good. I got rid of the madness theme in this deck actually, because you can't have synergy with everything at the long run, and I felt that it was a bit too it didn't trigger too much. It was too difficult to get the cards with the madness to play them that way, so I got rid of them, most of them. Still, this discard ability is pretty great. We get to put a zombie on the board, which is what we want. And yeah, discarding a card, we still want some zombies in our graveyard because there are other cards that have synergy with that. So yeah, that's a pretty nice addition to this deck. And then the second ability is pretty awesome too, because it gives us card advantage, and that's always a good thing. If we can't attack with the zombies because they would be blocked to death, then we can at least draw a card and see if we can solve that problem. Now, a card to solve that problem might be Graf Harvest. We pay 1 black and we get an enchantment that gives our zombies menace. Now, that's the main reason why we play this card, and that's also the main reason why we only play 1 copy of it, because you don't want to have too much copies of this, because when you draw this and you already have this on the board, then it's a dead card. You don't do anything with it. Of course, then I, for example, can discard it to this one, but that's so circumstantial that, yeah, that's that I don't like it. But we also can pay 4 mana to exile a creature card, and then we get a 2/2 black zombie onto the battlefield. Now, exiling cards isn't exactly what we want to do in our graveyard, because we want to keep it a bit filled. But it's still a good addition if we need another zombie. Then Dark Salvation, we pay double X and a black for sorcery speed spell, and we get X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield. Then up to 1 target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each zombie that player controls. So if we have already some zombies on the board, that counts as well, of course. Usually I will play this one for 3 mana or for 5 mana. Haven't played it for much more other than that. So if you play it for 3, you get 1 zombie. If you play it for 5, you get 2 of them. Yeah, really nice removal card actually. Does the job well, and you get a zombie. And even for 3, a 2/2 zombie and a removal of another one, it's pretty decent. So I really like this card in this deck. Then it's not a new card, but I added them anyway. Jace, little Jace. Yeah, I like it. Still like this card. We get to discard the card so we can search and get rid of what we don't need or what we want in our graveyard, And then yeah, because I do play some instants and sorceries now in this deck. It goes more to the controlling side instead of swarming with zombies all the time. The -3 ability is also very great. Great addition to the deck. Rancid Rats, also not a new card, but I actually like it as a 2-drop. It's a 1/1 skulk, so most of the time it can get its little damage through. But it's just a great defender. He's got that touch, so yeah, great card. Then still 2 copies of the Compelling Deterrence. I still a big fan of this card, and in a zombie deck we get to return a target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and then that player discards a card if you control a zombie. So if you don't mind discarding a card of your own, you can still play this on a creature of your own. To protect it, but that's usually not the way to go with this card. Then a new addition, and I play immediately 4 copies of it because I really like this card in this deck, and that's a Cemetery Recruitment. For the mere cost of 2, 1 black, we get a sorcery spell that says return target card from your graveyard to your hand. If it is a zombie card, draw a card. So most of the time this will be 2 cards in your hand for 2 mana, and I hope I don't have to explain that. That's great. Then Liliana, the old Lily, still love her in this deck, especially I do play Fleshbag, so flipping her shouldn't be a problem. And she's got great synergy with the zombies. Return target non-legendary creature card to the battlefield is probably the most synergetic card that goes, the best ability that goes for the synergy in this deck. And then the discard card is also great. Like I said, that it's also a madness ability trigger. You can, but I don't play that many discard cards, so I play this, the Jace, and then the Cryptbreaker, and that's about it, I guess. So yeah, if I'm gonna depend on those cards to trigger madness, it's not enough for me. So Lily, great addition. She was already in, I guess. I can't remember. I know I've changed quite a lot, but then the Diregraf Colossus, 3 mana. We get a 2/2. But when he enters the battlefield, he does that with a +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie card in your graveyard. So this is a real key card here, and that's the reason why we want our zombies in our graveyard, actually. And then whenever you cast a zombie spell, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tapped. So now we have way better recursion in the form of the recruitment. When we get this one in the graveyard or in our hand, we will probably be able to play it. And playing 4 copies of this makes this go beyond playing only 2 copies of this. So it's yeah, I still like that card. It's pretty damn good. Fleshbag Marauder, yeah, with all the recurring from the graveyard, this one just gets better and better and better. You can flashback so many times with this deck that it's becoming ridiculous. Then the Prized Amalgam, still in the deck. I cut them before, put them back in. I've been experimenting with this deck for the entire weekend, actually. I haven't played that much, but I've changed a lot, changed it back, and this one went out, went back in. At the end he stays. Yeah, it's a great card if you have to discard something. It's a good one to do that, because he can come back sometimes, and he does come back sometimes, so yeah, it's a great card. Then Catalog, I still want to draw some cards, and then the discard is at a disadvantage, I guess, so still a great instant speed to draw some cards. Murder, yeah, the new edition, the new spot removal with the new set. Awesome card, 3 mana, destroy target creature at instant speed. It's almost all that you want. It can only be better if it's cheaper. Then Liliana, the last hope. Yeah, here she really shines. The +1 ability is actually pretty good. It's like baby Jace, but just a little bit better because sometimes he removes a creature with it. The second ability is not in this deck because we do have some cheaper cards. Most zombies are maximum 3 cost zombies. So putting them back into our hand, another flashback or whatever, is pretty good. And then the emblem is just game winning in this deck. You swarm the board with zombies. Then Kalitas, it's not a zombie, but I still think he's got some synergy with him in the form when your opponent has a creature that dies. We get a 2/2 black zombie, so that's he makes zombies on his own. You can play him early as lifelink. It's still a great card. We can sacrifice stuff to him. Yeah, still like it. Then Gisa and Geralf, or Gisa and Geralf, I don't know. For 4 mana we get a 4/4, which is pretty good. Legendary creature, too bad it's a mythic, we can only play 1. But when we play her, we put the top 4 cards of our library into your graveyard, which is nice. And then during each of our turns you may cast a zombie creature card from your graveyard. So your graveyard becomes your hand in this case, creature wise. I mean, you can play all your zombies. Awesome. So if you play this, yeah, you cast them from your graveyard, so also this one triggers, of course, if it's in your graveyard. Then a Languish. Now this might seem a bit odd, but like I said, this deck goes more to the control-y side. You see a lot of decks that go white, and sometimes they go pretty white pretty fast, and faster than zombies. So humans, for example, is something that you see a lot, and they go white faster than zombies. So you, at a moment, you have to wipe the board, and normally when you wipe the board of humans have a hard time to come back from a wipe. They have a more difficult time than zombies. Zombies can fill the board easier after a wipe than humans. And also in a zombie deck, when you play a Languish, people don't expect it. They don't expect you to play a Languish, so they overextend really eagerly. So yeah, it has paid off for me. I don't regret putting it in. And then the Ever After, yeah, still like this card. I can't remember if it was in before, but I think I played Necromantic Summons, but for 1 mana more you can get 2 creatures back. Now the creatures that we are getting back aren't always that big or exciting, but if you can get this one back, or a Kalitas, or even 2 flashbacks, it's nice to bring 2 flashbacks back at the same time. For your opponent it really can cripple them, so pretty nice. Then the mana base, 5 islands, 9 swamps, 2 Sunken Hollows. We still play the Westvale Abbey, still pretty interesting. Then the Drowned Catacomb, the 2 copies, and still 4 Evolving Wilds. So the mana base I changed a bit here and there, the islands and the swamps, but that's it actually. Then let's check out the mana curve. As you can see, that's got a lot better. We have to bear in mind that somewhere on the line, I think at 1 mana cost, this one is included. I guess, yeah, this one is included in 1 mana cost, but you're not gonna play Dark Salvation on 1. The earliest that you're gonna play it is on 3, so you have to count. Actually it's 3 1 mana and 17 at 3, but still it's a very nice curve. We got a few more 2 drops, and we go way more to the black than to the blue, and it's way more control-y than it was before, but that's a good thing. So I hope you liked this deck video. I am still got the feeling that I'm not finished finished with fine-tuning it. I think you can do still a lot with it. There are still some pretty nice zombie cards, and I think if you see a zombie deck, generally they will be the same, but there will be differences. So like I said, for example, the Languish is something that you won't see a lot in a zombie deck. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck tech video, and I hope I see you guys at the gameplay video. So see you then. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.